Hey guys, welcome to What in the World? Steve, hi, you, me. Okay, guys. Today I want to talk to you about extortion. Okay, now when our clan was holding all the underground gambling dens, we had a lot of thunders and storms and wind as well, not everything that goes underground is always very smooth sailing, especially when you're talking about the dens of the underground casinos. So what had happened one time was we had another clan from another ethnicity, and then they come over to our joint, down over in Chinatown, and then they said look, we're really interested in what you have to do here, but we want to be your protection now, be your protection from now on, and then you give us $350 a week, and then we'll look after you, and then my elders sat him inside, and they said, look, how about you be our protection, and then we'll give you $500 a week, and then you're here all the time, and whenever we need you, click, you're right here straight away. And then the other clan said, well, hell yeah, far out, man. This is the man. We only wanted $350, now you're going to give us $500. Yeah, we'll be your muscle from now on, So in Chinatown, we used to have a lot of lanterns and a trapezium, benches and stuff, and then you had your gardening and all the barks underneath. So there was no more any more weapons under the barks and in the clay pots and stuff a better tomorrow, because the protection and the muscle was always there. So we didn't even have to bother with our own boys to protect ourselves. We just had to focus on making money. Yeah, so the seniors back in the day, really had smart thinking. And not only, the other clan, affiliated with us as well, but they also gambled with us. And then, had dinner with us. And then the relationship got so close that, we were all just hanging always, together. Yeah, so, the way the seniorities think is 3 steps ahead. And that's how life goes sometimes. When your enemy comes forward to you to protest for something, you can actually use it to your advantage, which is in a way what they call the art of war. Yeah. So that's a story that I have for you today, and I hope that's very interesting because it saved a lot of well, it's not we really needed protection anyway, but it's always better to have an ally as opposed to an enemy, right? And then the beauty of it, we all just got along, and then they started gambling with us. And then, started having dinner with us, and the relationship, got closer. So your group just got stronger, and your name was more reputable, and then everyone was more of an ally. Well, with another ethnicity anyway, which is what you want in Australia, right? Multiculturalism. Love it. Anyway, guys, have a lovely day, and hope you enjoyed that story, and hope it, thicken your smartness in the art of war. Love yous. Bye. See you.